LetsNotMeet.
I was stopped in a grocery store. This happened when I was about 18 or 19, I'm now 21, and I'm still very curious what this creepy man wanted. I went to the grocery store with my mom in the middle of the day, so it was pretty crowded there. When we first walked through the door, I noticed this man wearing paint-splattered clothes standing there talking to some other guys, and he was staring at me as I walked by. I didn't think anything of it because I'm used to guys being creepers by now, and I was with my mom, so what is he gonna do? Well, after about 15 minutes of us doing our shopping, I had noticed we crossed paths a few times with the man I first saw when we walked in. Again, I didn't really think much of it, just thought he was shopping like the rest of us. But then it got to a point I started seeing him too often, like every single aisle we walked down he would come down as well. So my creeper radar went off and I began to pay more attention. I noticed this man had no cart, no basket, not even one item in his hands, and we had been shopping for at least 20 minutes by now. I also noticed every aisle we went down, about 20–30 seconds later he would be right behind us and stop maybe 15 feet away, grab a random item off the shelf and glance back and forth from the item he was holding to us. Once we would begin walking to the next aisle, he would put the item back on the shelf and continue to follow us, never once keeping any items he had grabbed. After about 3 aisles of this behavior, I decided I wasn't overreacting and I told my mom. I whispered to her that I think this man is following us, and she casually glanced over and didn't say anything. The next aisle, there he was again. I pointed it out to my mom a second time and told her this is the 4th or 5th aisle. He has directly followed us down without getting any items. This time she definitely noticed it and was weirded out, but continued on as normal. Every new aisle we would walk down he would follow and kept doing the same weird thing by grabbing random items and immediately putting them back as soon as we started walking. We just kept whispering to each other how creepy it was getting, but didn't know what else to do. We got into the fruit/vegetable section and don't notice him follow us to the area. After about 2 minutes we notice him in that corner looking at and holding the coconuts and staring at us. Like, really? I know you're not here to buy coconuts, just stop. He wasn't even trying to be discreet anymore. So we finally finish our shopping and go to get in line. We notice him exit the store, never once bought a single item, and we were in there for an hour. We start devising a plan to escape without him seeing us in case he was outside waiting for us. The line is pretty long, so it takes us about 10 minutes to get to the front. Just as we are loading our groceries back into the cart, we notice him walk back inside and stop and scan the area. He makes direct eye contact with me, smiles, and just walks into the store down one of the aisles. We grab the rest of our bags and walk outside as fast as we can, hoping we would be faster than him, as we didn't see where he went once he walked back inside. We left out of a different exit than he had walked in, and as soon as we got outside he was there, walking directly toward us. I instantly froze in fear because I was so scared. My mom put her hand on my back and gave me a little shove and told me to go directly to the car and get inside and lock the doors while she loaded the groceries. As soon as she was finished and got into the car, she said she saw him get into his truck and he was just sitting in there waiting. We began driving home and, of course, he began following us. My mom started to speed up, and as soon as we went around the turn and he lost sight of us, she pulled into a random gated parking lot and we hid in there as he drove by. We waited about 5 minutes to make sure he didn't see us or come back, and we went home. I'm really not sure what he was planning on doing, but whatever it was, let's please not meet again.
Next time, tell a store worker or security guard. They're there to help.
I know we should have. When we told my dad about it, he said we should have called him and he would have loved to come down there and have a nice chat with him.
Death Star. What a creepy man. I never understand why they act like nothing happened but smile to their target when their eyes meet. It's creepier than being discreet. X.
Kid I Cosmo 01. I know. He wasn't even trying to hide it. It was so creepy. He either didn't care or is a terrible stalker.
Thanks for watch. See you subscribe for more videos. Under the Sunset and Zappy.